35-year-old Claudia Lawrence disappeared in 2009, prompting the biggest missing person inquiry in the history of North Yorkshire Police.
Claudia Lawrence's mysterious disappearance has haunted her family, friends, and the public for over a decade.
What happened to Claudia Lawrence? Her disappearance 15 years ago remains a mystery.
On the 19th of March 2009, Claudia, a young chef and a well-liked member of her community, went missing.
The last Christmas we had together, the Christmas before I disappeared, so I came here so that she could have a drink. I don't drink. So we had Christmas lunch here, and then she was going to go out at night somewhere, and I said, if I come to you.
Despite extensive efforts by the police, investigators, and even Claudia's father, the case remains unsolved. With every passing year, the mystery deepens, as new leads and theories emerge, but ultimately lead to dead ends. Peter Lawrence, Claudia's father, has tirelessly campaigned for justice, determined to uncover the truth behind his daughter's disappearance. He believes that those closest to Claudia may be withholding crucial information, and he remains convinced that the key to solving the case lies within their knowledge. As the investigation continues, the search for answers only intensifies. However, there are still many questions left unanswered, leaving everyone wondering what really happened to Claudia Lawrence on that fateful day. Claudia's background. Claudia Lawrence was a vibrant, sociable young woman with a zest for life. Born to Peter and Joan Lawrence, she was raised in Yorkshire, where her family lived comfortably. Growing up, she was known for being friendly and outgoing, developing close bonds with her family and friends. Despite her parents' divorce, Claudia remained emotionally connected to both of them, a testament to the close-knit nature of her family. Her time at the prestigious York College for Girls was marked by success and happiness. As she grew older, Claudia discovered her love for cooking, which led her to attend a local catering college. After completing her studies, she quickly became a qualified chef, eager to make a name for herself in the culinary world. However, as much as Claudia enjoyed cooking, the unsociable hours in the restaurant industry began to take their toll on her. Seeking a change, she left the world of catering behind and began working at Goodricke College at the University of York. There, she was described by her employer as reliable, always punctual, and well-liked by everyone around her. Claudia's transition into a more stable career reflected her desire for balance and fulfillment in her life. The disappearance on Wednesday, March 18, 2009, Claudia Lawrence went about her day as usual. She clocked in at 6 a.m. for her shift at Goodricke College. At 2 p.m., after finishing her shift, she was seen on CCTV leaving work on foot. Just an hour later, she was spotted by a neighbor near her home, walking as she passed a shop close by. A colleague who saw her later even offered her a lift home, and Claudia was dropped off outside her house at 2:50 p.m. That evening, Claudia spoke to her friends and family over the phone. According to her mother, Claudia seemed like her usual self, chatty, relaxed, and happy. They discussed plans for Mother's Day, and Claudia mentioned that her car was out of action and being repaired. She told her mom she would need to go to bed early since she had to walk to work the next day. But the following morning, Claudia, who was always punctual, failed to show up for work. Concerned, her manager tried to reach her, but the call went to voicemail. No one heard from her, and when she failed to meet her friend, Susie, at the Nag's Head pub later that evening, worry began to grow. Claudia's absence was completely out of character, and as the hours passed, her friends and family grew increasingly concerned. What had happened to Claudia Lawrence? Where was she? Investigation theories. As the days passed without any sign of Claudia, the initial belief was that she might have simply taken time away from her usual routine. However, as the absence continued, the police quickly began to investigate more seriously. Several theories about what happened to Claudia emerged over time. One early theory was that Claudia had experienced an accident or some kind of medical incident on her way to work. The police examined her usual route, but there were no signs of her along the way, and nothing that would suggest she had suffered such an incident. This theory was quickly ruled out. Another theory considered was that Claudia might have been a victim of a violent crime. Some speculated that she could have been in the wrong place at the wrong time, perhaps targeted by a stranger or even a serial killer. This was also explored but ultimately dismissed, as there was no clear evidence linking her disappearance to any known criminals in the area. The most likely theory, according to the police, was that Claudia's disappearance was connected to someone she knew. The police considered the possibility of an angry ex, partner, or someone from her personal life being involved, given her past relationships. This was further supported by the fact that she had been seen interacting with a man near her home shortly before her disappearance. The investigation began to focus on people close to Claudia, and the theory of a personal connection to her disappearance grew stronger. However, as the case unfolded, no clear answers emerged, leaving her family and the police grasping for clues. CCTV evidence. In the search for answers, CCTV footage became a crucial piece of evidence. Police reviewed cameras that had captured Claudia's movements on the day she disappeared. The footage revealed that, on the morning of March 19th, Claudia had left for work as usual, but was not seen on cameras along her usual route. This raised suspicions that something had gone wrong on her journey. A key piece of evidence came from a witness who claimed to have seen a man talking to a woman, believed to be Claudia, on Melrose Gate Bridge, near her home. The man was described as smoking a cigarette with his left hand, and the woman was said to have mousy brown hair and wearing a blue jacket. This sighting, which occurred around 5:35 a.m. on March 19th, placed both Claudia and an unknown man in the area, though no clear connection could be made between this man and Claudia. Further investigation into the CCTV footage from Claudia's neighborhood uncovered a suspicious figure. A person was seen walking towards the alleyway behind Claudia's house just a minute before they were seen walking back out. This seemed to suggest that someone was in the vicinity at the time, possibly connected to her disappearance. Despite these clues, the investigation was unable to conclusively identify the individuals seen in the footage. The police continued to follow up on these leads, hoping for new breakthroughs that could provide the missing piece of the puzzle. The question remained, who were these people, and did they hold the key to Claudia's disappearance? Search for answers. As the investigation into Claudia Lawrence's disappearance progressed, it became clear that the search for answers was far from over. Despite numerous theories and evidence gathering, there was still no conclusive lead that could explain what had happened to her. In the months following her disappearance, the police expanded their search efforts, including interviews, revisiting old evidence, and conducting searches in various locations in York. One significant development was the forensic analysis of Claudia's house, which revealed male DNA on a cigarette butt found in her car. This sparked new interest in the case, leading to further investigation into possible suspects. Additionally, CCTV footage released by the police in 2016 showing a silver Ford Focus near Claudia's home on the night of her disappearance raised questions about the car's involvement in the case. Despite several arrests, including one in 2014 of a 59-year-old man who was later released, the case remained unsolved. Police also explored the possibility that Claudia's disappearance might be linked to someone she knew, but they were unable to find definitive proof. Her father, Peter Lawrence, continued to advocate for justice, even after the investigation stalled. In 2019, Claudia's law was passed, which allowed for guardians to be appointed for missing persons, providing families with the legal tools to manage financial matters in the absence of a loved one. Tragically, Peter passed away in 2021 without ever learning the truth about what happened to Claudia. Though many years have passed, the mystery of Claudia Lawrence's disappearance still looms large, and her family remains determined to find the truth. The search for answers continues, with hope that one day, the case will be solved and the people responsible will be brought to justice.